you who asked this question.
I'll tell you, a year ago I was a member of the Titipu town band. It was my duty to take the cut round for contributions. While discharging this delicate office, I saw Yum. We loved each other at once, but she was betrothed to her guardian, Coco, a cheap tailor, and I saw my suit was hopeless. Overwhelmed with despair, I quitted the town. Judge of my delight when a month ago I learned that Coco had been condemned to death for flirting. I hurried back at once in the hope of finding Yum at liberty to listen to my protestations.
It is true that Coco was condemned to death for flirting, but he was reprieved at the last moment and raised to the exalted rank of Lord High Executioner under the following remarkable circumstances. Our great Mikado, virtuous man, when he to rule our land began, resolved to try a plan whereby young men might best be steadied. So he decreed in words succinct that all who flirted, leered or winked, unless connubially ventured forth with be beheaded, 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 forth with be beheaded. And I expect that you'll agree that he was right to so decree, and I am right and you are right, and all is right as right can be. And you are right and we are right, all is right as right as right can be, and all is right as right can be, right as right can be. This stern decree, you'll understand, caused great dismay throughout the land, for young and old and shy and bold were equally affected. The youth who winked a roving eye, or breathed a non-connubial sigh, was thereupon condemned to die. He usually objected, usually objected. And you'll allow, as I expect, that he was right to so object, and I am right and you are right and everything is quite correct. And you are right and we are right and everything is quite correct. And everything is quite correct. All is quite correct. And so we straight let out of him a convict from the county jail, whose head was next on some pretext condemned to be blown off, and made him headsman, for we said, who's next to be decapitated cannot cut off another's head until he's cut his own off, his own off, his own off, till he's cut his own off. And we are right, I think you say, to argue in this kind of way. And I am right, and you are right, and all is right to lulay. And you are right, and we are right, and all is right to lulay. And I am right, and you are right, and all is right.
Coco, the chief tailor, Lord High Executioner of Titipu. Why, that's the highest rank a citizen can attain.
It is. Our logical Mikado, seeing no moral difference between the dignified judge who condemns a criminal to die and the industrious mechanic who carries out the sentence, has rolled the two offices into one, and every judge is now his own executioner.
But how good of you, for I see you are a nobleman of the highest rank, to condescend to tell all this to me, a mere strolling minstrel.
Don't mention it. I am, in point of fact, a particularly haughty and exclusive person of pre-Adamite ancestral descent. You will understand this when I tell you that I can trace my ancestry back to a protoplasmal primordial atomic globule. Consequently, my family pride is something inconceivable. I can't help it. I was born sneering. But I struggle hard to overcome this defect. I mortify my pride continually. When all the great officers of state resigned in a body because they were too proud to serve under an ex-tailor, did I not unhesitatingly accept all their posts at once?
And the salaries attached to them. You did.
It is therefore my degrading duty to serve this upstart as First Lord of the Treasury, Lord Chief Justice, Commander-in-Chief, Lord High Admiral, Master of the Buckhounds, Groom of the Backsters, Archbishop of Titipu, and Lord Mayor, both acting and elect, all rolled into one, and at a salary, a poobah paid for his services, I, a salaried minion, but I do it. It revolts me, but I do it.
And it does you credit.
But I don't talk of that. I go and dine with middle-class people on reasonable terms. I dance at cheap suburban parties for a moderate fee. I accept refreshment at any hands, however lowly. I also retail state secrets at a very low figure. For instance, any further information about Yum Yum would come under the head of a state secret. Another insult. And I think a light one. Smell likewise go to Yum Yum the fair you must not do, it will not do, I'm sorry for you, you very perfect ablutioner. This very day from school Yum Yum will wend her way and homeward come with a beat of drum and a rum-tum-tum to wed the Lord High Executioner. And the brass will crash, and the trumpets play, and they'll cut and dash all the wedding day. She'll toddle away as all of her with the Lord High Executioner.
And the brass will crash, and the trumpets play, and they'll cut and dash all the wedding day.
She'll toddle away as all of her with the Lord High Executioner. It's a hopeless case, as you may see, and in your place away I flee. But don't blame me, I'm sorry to be of your pleasure a diminution of. They'll know the fact extremely soon. In point of fact, this afternoon, her happy moon with that buffoon at 7 commences solution. And the brass will crash, and the trumpets play, and the cards and dash on the wedding day. She'll toddle away as all of her with the Lord High Executioner.
And the brass will crash, and the trumpets play, and the curtain dash on the wedding day.
She'll toddle away as all of her with the Lord High Executioner.
And have I journeyed for a month or nearly to learn that Yum Yum, whom I love so dearly, this day to Coco is to be united.
The fact appears to be as
jail by a set of curious chances, liberated then on bail, on my own recognizances, wafted by a favouring gale, as one sometimes is in trances, to a height with who can scale, say my long and weary dances, surely never had a mail, under such like circumstances, so adventurous a tale, which may rank with most romances, taken from the county jail, by a set of curious liberated man, surely never had so adventurous a tale. Gentlemen, I am much touched by this reception. I can only trust that by strict attention to duty, I shall ensure a continuance of those favours which it will ever be my study to deserve. If I should ever be called upon to act professionally, I am happy to think that there will be no difficulty in finding plenty of people whose loss will be a distinct gain to society at large. As someday it may happen that a victim must be found, I've got a little list of society offenders who might well be underground and who never would be missed. They never would be missed. There's the aggravating yuppies with their irritating laughs, all vandals found in public parks who pull up all the daps, all muggers who creep up on you and leave you lying flat, and umpires who can never see the ball has missed your bat. All antisocial persons these, I think you've got the gist. They'd none of them be missed. They'd none of them be missed.
He's got them on the list. He's got them on the list. And they'd none of them be missed. They'd none of them be missed.
There's the tenor serenader and the other who is bass, who never has been kissed. I've got him on the list. And the people who eat garlic and then pop it in your face. They never would be missed. They never would be missed. Then the idiot who praises with enthusiastic tone all centuries but this, and every country but his own. And the player from the provinces who loves to eat a pie, who knows he will not make it, but would rather like to try. And the actor who is light of foot and also limp of wrist, I don't think he'd be missed. I'm sure he'd not be missed.
He's got him on the list. He's got him on the list. And I don't think he missed. I'm sure he'd not be missed.
There's that interfering nuisance who just now is rather rife, the sociologist. I've got him on the list. All funny fellows, comic men, and clowns of private life. They never would be missed. They never would be missed. Damned apologetic statesmen of a compromising kind, such as Tweedledum and Tweedledee, with parties they can't bind, and bishops who think they're divine, and policemen who do too. The task of filling up the blanks I'd rather leave to you, for it really doesn't matter who you put upon the list, for that none of them be missed. That none of them be missed.
You may put them on the list.
I should like to do it handsomely, and I want to consult you as to the amount I ought to spend upon them.
Certainly. In which of my capacities? As First Lord of the Treasury, Lord Chamberlain, Attorney General, Chancellor of the Exchequer, Privy Purse, or Private Secretary?
Oh, I suppose we say as Private Secretary.
Speaking as your Private Secretary, I should say that as the city will have to pay for it, don't stint yourself. Do it well.
Exactly. As the city will have to pay for it. That is your advice?
As Private Secretary, of course, you'll understand that as Chancellor of the Exchequer, I am bound to see that due economy is observed.
Oh, but you said just now, don't stint yourself. Do it well.
As Private Secretary.
And now you say that due economy must be observed.
As Chancellor of the Exchequer.
I see. Come over here. Over here, where the Chancellor can't hear us. Now, as my solicitor, how do you advise me to deal with this difficulty?
As your solicitor, I should have no hesitation in saying chances.
Thank you, I will.
If it were not that as Lord Chief Justice, I am bound to see that the law isn't violated.
I see. Come over here, where the Chief Justice can't hear us. Now then, as First Lord of the Treasury.
Of course. As First Lord of the Treasury, I could propose a special vote that would cover all expenses. If it were not that as leader of the opposition, it would be my duty to resist it, tooth and nail. Or as Paymaster General, I could so cook the account that as Lord High Auditor, I should never discover the fraud. But then, as Archbishop of Titipu, it would be my duty to denounce my dishonesty and give myself into my own custody as First Commissioner of Police.
That's extremely awkward.
I don't say that all these distinguished people couldn't be squared. But it is right to tell you that they wouldn't be sufficiently degraded in their own estimation unless they were insulted with a very considerable bribe.
The matter will have my careful consideration. Now that my bride and her sisters approach, and any little compliment on your part, such as an abject grovel in a characteristic Japanese attitude, would be esteemed a favor.
No money, no grovel.
On the train of little ladies.
usual, I think. Lord Chamberlain?
I have known it done.
Oh, thank goodness that's over.
I beg your pardon. Will you present me? One at a time, if you please.
Oh, if you please. It's the gentleman who used to play so beautifully on the Marine Parade. I think that was the name of the instrument.
Sir, I have the misfortune to love your ward yum-yum. Oh, I know I deserve your anger.
Anger? Not a bit, my boy. Why, I love her myself. A charming little girl, isn't she? Pretty eyes, nice hair, a taking little thing altogether. Very glad to hear my opinion backed by a competent authority. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Take him away.
I beg your pardon, but what is this? Customer come to try on.
Oh, that is a tremendous swell.
Go away, little girls. Can't talk to little girls like you. Go away, there's this.
Allow me to present you, Pooh-Bah. These are my 3 wards. The one in the middle is my bride-elect.
What do you want me to do to them? Mind, I will not kiss them.
No, you needn't kiss them. A little bow, a mere nothing. You needn't mean it, you know.
It goes against the grain. They are not young ladies. They are young persons.
Come, make an effort. There's a good nobleman.
Well, I shan't mean it.
How do you do, little girl? How do you do?
Oh, my protoplasma ancestor.
That's very good.
I see nothing to laugh at. It is very painful for me to have to say, how do you do? To young persons. I'm not in the habit of saying, how do you do? To anybody under the rank of a stockbroker.
Don't laugh at him. He can't help it. He's under treatment for it. Never mind them. They don't understand the delicacy of your position.
We know how delicate it is, don't we?
I should think we did. How a nobleman of your importance can do it at all is a thing I never can, never shall understand.
So please so much regret if we have failed in etiquette. Towards another rank so high we shall know better by and by. But youth of course must have its swing so pardon, so pardon. And don't indulgence have this spring be hardness, be hardness. If we're inclined to dance and sing tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la.
I think you ought to recollect you cannot show too much respect to all the highly titled few, but nobody does, and why should you? But you that I should have its fling is hard enough to our prerogative we cling. Sir, pardon us, if we decline to dance and sing tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la.
the belief that your guardian was beheaded, and I find that you're about to be married to him this afternoon.
Alas, yes.
But you do not love him.
Alas, no.
Modified rapture. But why do you not refuse him?
What good would that do? He's my guardian, and he wouldn't let me marry you.
But I would wait until you were of age.
You forget that in Japan, girls do not reach the age of discretion until they are 50.
True. From 17 to 49 are considered years of indiscretion.
Besides, a wandering minstrel who plays a wind instrument outside tea houses is hardly a fitting husband for the ward of the Lord High Executioner.
But shall I tell her? Yes, she will not betray me. What if it should prove that, after all, I am no musician?
There, I was certain of it. Directly I heard you play.
What if it should prove that I am no other than the son of His Majesty, the Mikado?
The son of the Mikado? But why is your Highness in disguise? And what has your Highness done wrong? And will your Highness promise never to do it again?
Some years ago I had the misfortune to captivate Katisha, an elderly lady of my father's court. She misconstrued my customary affability into expressions of affection and claimed me in marriage under my father's law. My father, Lucius Junius Brutus of his race, ordered me to marry her within the week, or perish ignominiously on the scaffold. That night I fled his court, and, assuming the disguise of a second from home, I joined the band in which you found me, when I had the happiness of seeing you.
If you please, I think your Highness had better not come too close. The laws against flirting are excessively severe.
But we are quite alone, and nobody can see us.
Still, that doesn't make it right. To flirt is capital.
It is capital.
And we must obey the law.
Deuce take the law.
I wish it would, but it won't.
If it were not for that, how happy we might be.
Happy indeed.
If it were not for the law, we might now be sitting side by side. Like that.
Instead of being obliged to sit half a mile off. Like that.
We should be gazing into each other's eyes. Like that.
Breathing sighs of unutterable love. Oh, like that.
With our arms around each other's waists. Like that.
Yes, if it weren't for the law.
If it wasn't for the law.
As it is, we could do nothing of the kind.
Not for worlds.
Being engaged to Coco, you know.
Being engaged to Coco. Were you not to Coco plighted, I would say in tender tone, love from life was reunited, let us be each other's own. I would
she goes. To think how entirely my future happiness is wrapped up in that little parcel. Oh, really, it hardly seems worthwhile. No, matrimony, matrimony. Now then, sir, what is it? Can't you see I'm soliloquizing? You have interrupted an apostrophe, sir.
I am the bearer of a letter from His Majesty the Mikado.
A letter from the Mikado? Oh. Oh. What in the world can he have to say to me? Ah, here it is at last. I thought it would come sooner or later. The Mikado is struck by the fact that no executions have taken place in Titipu for a year, and decrees that unless somebody is beheaded within 1 month, the post of Lord High Executioner shall be abolished, and the city reduced to the rank of a village.
But that will involve us all in irretrievable ruin.
Yes, there is only one thing to be done. I shall have to execute somebody at once. Now, the only question is, who shall it be?
Well, it seems unkind to say so, but if you're already under sentence of death for flirting, everything seems to point you.
To me? What are you talking about? I can't execute myself.
Why not?
Why not? Because in the first place, self-decapitation is an extremely difficult, not to say dangerous thing to attempt. And in the second, it's suicide. And suicide is a capital offence.
That is so, no doubt.
We might reserve that point.
True, it could be argued 6 months hence before the full court.
Besides, I don't see how a man can cut off his own head.
A man might try.
Oh.
Even if you only succeeded in cutting it half.
It would be something as an earnest of your desire to comply with the imperial will.
Oh, no, pardon me, but there I am adamant. As official headsman, my reputation is at stake, and I can't consent to embark upon a professional operation unless I see my way to a successful result.
This professional conscientiousness is highly creditable to you, but it places us in a very awkward position.
My good sir, the awkwardness of your position is grace itself, compared with that of a man engaged in the act of cutting off his own head.
I am afraid that unless you obtain a substitute...
A substitute? Oh, nothing easier. Pooh-Bah, I appoint you Lord High Substitute.
I should be delighted. Such an appointment would realize my fondest dreams. But no, at any sacrifice I must set bounds to my insatiable ambition. I am so proud if I allowed my family pride to be my guide. I'd volunteer to quit this sphere instead of you in a minute or two. But family pride must be denied and set aside and mortified and mortified.
My brainy teams with endless schemes, both good and new, for Titipu, but in my plate the benefit that I diffuse, the tower blows. Now every man to aid his plan should plot and plan as best he can.
I heard one day a gentleman say that criminals who are cut in two can hardly feel the fatal steel, and so are slain without much pain. If this is true, it's jolly for you, your courage grew to bid us adieu.
I am so proud, I allowed my family pride
Yet recollect what disrespect did I neglect to thus effect the same direct. So I object.
And so, although I wish to go, and greatly pine to brightly shine, and take the line of a hero fine, with grief undine, I must decline, and go and show a friend and foe how much you dare. I quite aware it's your affair, and I declare I take your share, and I don't much care. I must. So I object. Shall I do? So I object. Shall I do? So I object. Shall I do? So I object. I don't much care. I don't much care.
To sentence on silence in a dumb, in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. To sentence on silence in a dumb, in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. A dumb, a lifelong lock, a shock, a big black block. To sentence on silence in a pestilential prison and awaiting the sensation of a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block.
This is simply appalling. I, who allowed myself to be respited at the last moment, simply in order to benefit my native town, am now required to die within a month, and that by a man whom I have loaded with honors. Is this public gratification? I beg your pardon. Go away, sir. Am I never to be permitted to soliloquize?
Oh, go on, don't mind me.
What are you going to do with that rope?
I am about to terminate an unendurable existence.
Terminate your existence? Nonsense, sir. What for?
Because you are going to marry the girl I adore.
Nonsense, sir. I am a humane man, and if you attempt anything of the kind, I shall order your instant arrest. Come, sir. Desist at once, or I summon my guard.
But that's absurd. If you attempt to raise an alarm, I instantly perform the happy dispatch with this dagger.
No, don't do that. This is horrible. Why, you cold-blooded scoundrel. Are you aware that in taking your life, you're committing a crime? Which is... substitute.
What's the matter?
Is it absolutely certain that you are resolved to die?
Absolutely.
Will nothing shake your resolution?
Nothing.
Threats, entreaties, prayers, all useless.
All. My mind is made up.
Then, if you really mean what you say, and if you are absolutely resolved to die, and if nothing whatever will shake your determination, don't spoil yourself by committing suicide, but be beheaded handsomely at the hands of the public executioner.
I don't see how that would benefit me.
You don't? Observe, you'll have a month to live, and you'll live like a fighting cock at my expense. When the day comes, there'll be a grand public ceremonial, and you'll be the central figure. No one will attempt to deprive you of that distinction. There'll be a procession, bands, dead march, bells tolling, all the girls in tears, Yum distracted. Then, when it's all over, general rejoicings and a display of fireworks in the evening. You won't see them, but they'll be there all the same.
I should be sorry to cause Yum pain. Do you think she will really be distracted?
I'm convinced of it. Bless you, she's the most tender-hearted little creature alive.
Perhaps, after all, if I were to withdraw from Japan and travel in Europe for a couple of years, I might contrive to forget her.
Oh, no, I don't think you could forget Yum so easily. And after all, what is more miserable than a love-blighted life?
True.
Life without Yum Why, it seems absurd.
And yet there are a good many people in this world who have to endure it.
Poor devils, yes. You are quite right not to be of their number.
I won't be of their number.
Noble fellow!
I'll tell you how to manage it. Let me marry Yum Yum tomorrow, and in a month you may behead me.
No, I draw the line at Yum Yum.
Very good. If you can draw the line, so can I.
Stop, wait a moment. How can I consent to your marrying Yum Yum if I'm going to marry her myself?
My good fellow, she'll be a widow in a month, and you can marry her then.
Yes, I quite see that. But my position during the next month will be most unpleasant. Most unpleasant.
Not half so unpleasant as my position at the end of it.
But, oh well. Dear me, I agree. After all, it's only putting off my wedding for a month. But you won't prejudice her against me, will you? You see, I've educated her to be my wife. She's been taught to regard me as a wise and good man. Now, I shouldn't want her views on that point disturbed.
Trust me, she shall never learn the truth from me.
If I did not adore myself with her.
compliment to cry long life to Nanki-Poo. But as one man you have to live as fellow citizen. This toast with 3 times 3 will give long life. Long life to you. Long life to you. Long life to you.
Assist me, all of you. I claim my perjured lover, Nanki-Poo. A fool to shun delights that never climb. Come back, or shall a fool come back to joy?
Ah, 'tis Katisha, the maid of whom I told you.
No, you shall not go. These arms shall thus enfold you. All that fears my hallowed choice, a blind that sees no equipoise. A rush that judges from half the whole. On this subject I pray you be done. You'll find there are many who went for a penny the worth your guidance is none. There's lots of good fish in the sea. On this subject I pray you be done.
I'll spoil the slipper bar beneath the foyer. They're both open and ready to serve you. Coffee may be obtained on the left-hand side of the store's auditorium. Ice cream is on sale. I'm searching the country for it, I can't find it. I just can't find it. It's the house lights like that. She's in an old people's home. She's got senile dementia. She's got nobody.
effect.
Then we'll efface it. We'll call it second a minute, each minute an hour, each hour a day, each day a year. At that rate, we've about 30 years of married happiness before us.
And at that rate, this interview has already lasted 4 hours and 3/4. Oh, how time flies when one is enjoying oneself.
That's the way to look at it. Let's not. There's a silver lining to every cloud.
Certainly. Let's be perfectly happy.
By all means, let's thoroughly enjoy ourselves.
I'm afraid we're distressing you.
Never mind, I must get used to it. Only please do it by degrees. Begin by putting your arm around her waist. There, let me get used to that first.
Oh, wouldn't you like to retire? It must pain you to see us so affectionate together.
No, I must learn to bear it. Now, oblige me by allowing her head to rest on your shoulder.
Like that?
I am much obliged to you. Now, kiss her. No, thank you. Oh, it's simple torture.
Come, bear up. After all, it's only for a month.
No, it's no use deluding oneself with false hopes.
What do you mean?
My child, my poor child. Oh, how shall I break it to her? My little bride that was to have been.
Was to have been?
Yes, you never can be mine.
I'm so glad.
I've just ascertained that by the Mikado's law, when a married man is beheaded, his wife is buried alive.
Buried alive?
Buried alive. It's a most unpleasant death.
But whom did you get that from?
Oh, from Pooh-Bah. He's my solicitor.
Oh, but he may be mistaken.
So I thought. So I consulted the Attorney General, Lord Chief Justice, Master of the Rolls, Judge Ordinary, and the Lord Chancellor. They're all of the same opinion. Never knew such unanimity on a point of law in my life.
But stop a bit. This law has never been put into force.
Not yet. You see, flirting is the only crime punishable by decapitation, and married men never flirt.
Of course they don't. I'd quite forgotten that. Well, I suppose I may take it that my dream of happiness is at an end.
Darling, I don't wish to appear selfish, and I love you with all my heart. I don't suppose I shall ever love anybody else half as much. But when I agreed to marry you, my own, I had no idea, pet, that I should have to be buried alive in a month.
Nor I. It's the very first I've heard of it.
It makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does make a difference, of course.
You see, burial alive. It's such a stuffy death.
I call it a beast of a death.
You see my difficulty, don't you?
Yes, and I see my own. If I insist on you carrying out your promise, I doom you to a hideous death. If I release you, you marry Coco at once.
Here's a howdy-do, if I marry you. When your time has come to perish, then the maiden whom you cherish must be slaughtered too. Here's a howdy-do, here's a howdy-do.
Here's a pretty mess, in a month or less. I must die without a wedding, let the bitter tears I'm shedding witness my distress. Here's a pretty mess, here's a pretty mess.
Here's the state of things. To her life she clings. Matrimonial devotion doesn't seem to suit her notion. Burial it brings. Here's the state of things. Here's the state of things.
I love that she loves it, I worship and love. Of the laws of common sense we ought to do ignore. If what you say is true, 'tis death to marry you. Here's the pretty state of things. Here's the pretty how to do. Here's the pretty state of things. The pretty state of things. Here's how to do.
Here's how to do.
For if what you say is true, I cannot marry you. Here's a pretty, pretty state of things. Here's a pretty how do you do.
My poor boy, I'm really very sorry for you.
Thanks, old fellow, I'm sure you are.
You see, I'm anything more distressing than to have one's marriage broken off at the last moment. But you shan't be disappointed of a wedding. You shall come to mine.
That's awfully kind of you, but that's impossible.
Why so?
I can't live without Yum Yum. This afternoon I performed the happy dispatch.
No, I can't allow that.
Why not?
Why, hang it all, you're under contract to die at the hand of the public executioner in a month's time. If you kill yourself, what's to become of me? Why, I shall have to be executed in your place.
It would certainly seem so.
Now then, Lord Mayor, what is it?
The Mikado and his suite are approaching the city, and will be here in 10 minutes.
The Mikado is coming to see whether his orders have been carried out. Now, look here. You know, this is getting serious. A bargain's a bargain. And you really mustn't frustrate the ends of justice by committing suicide. As a man of honor and a gentleman, you're bound to die ignominiously at the hands of the public executioner.
Very well then, behead me.
What?
Certainly.
No!
Certainly, at once.
Chop it off, Coco, chop it off.
My good sir, I don't go about prepared to execute gentlemen at a moment's notice. Why, I never even killed a blue bottle.
Still, as Lord High Executioner,
My good sir, as Lord High Executioner, I've got to behead him in a month. I'm not ready yet. I don't know how it's done. I'm going to take lessons. I mean, to begin with a guinea pig, and then work my way through the animal kingdom until I come to a second trombone. Why, you don't suppose that as a humane man I'd have accepted the post of Lord High Executioner if I hadn't thought the duties were purely nominal? I can't kill you. I can't kill anything. Oh, I can't kill anybody.
My good fellow, we all have unpleasant duties to discharge at times. After all, what is it? If I don't mind, why should you? Remember, sooner or later, it must be done.
Must it? I'm not so sure about that.
What do you mean?
Why should I kill you when making an affidavit that you've been executed will do just as well? Here are plenty of witnesses. Lord Chief Justice, Lord High Admiral, Commander-in-Chief, Secretary of State for the Home Department, First Lord of the Treasury, and the Chief Commissioner of Police.
But where are they?
There they are. They'll all swear to it, won't you?
am I to understand that all of us high officers of state are required to perjure ourselves to ensure your safety?
Why not? You will be grossly insulted as usual.
Will the insult be cash down or at a date?
It will be a ready money insult.
Well, it will be a useful discipline. Very good. Choose your fiction, and I'll endorse it. Family pride. How'd you like that?
But I tell you, life without Yum Yum
Oh, yum. Oh, bother yum. Here, Commissioner, go and fetch Yum. Now take Yum and marry Yum. Only go away and never come back again. Oh, here she comes. Yum, are you particularly busy?
Not particularly.
You've 5 minutes to spare?
Yes.
Then go along with His Grace the Archbishop of Titipu, and he'll marry you at once.
But if I'm to be buried alive...
Don't ask any questions, but do as I tell you, and Nanki-Poo will explain all.
But just one moment.
Oh, not for worlds. Here comes the Mikado. No doubt to ascertain whether I have obeyed his decree. And if he finds you alive, I shall have the greatest difficulty of persuading him that I beheaded you. Close fingered, for here he comes.
nice way.
Except his daughter-in-law elect, as tough as a bone, with a will of her own, is his daughter-in-law elect.
My nature is love and light, my freedom from all a defect.
Is insignificant what compared with his daughter-in-law elect. Oh, to his daughter-in-law elect. To his daughter-in-law
Mikado never did in Japan exist. To nobody's second, I'm certainly reckoned a true philanthropist. It is my very humane endeavor to make to some extent each evil liver a running river of harmless merriment. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time. Let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime. And make each prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. For procedural society sinners who chatter and bleat and bore are sent to hear sermons from mystical Germans who preach from 10 till 4. The amateur tenor whose vocal villainies all desire to shirk shall during off hours exhibit his powers to Madame Tussauds waxwork. The lady who dyes a chemical yellow or stains her grey her puce, or pinches her figure is painted with a vigor and a permanent walnut juice. The idiot who in railway carriages scribbles on window panes, we only suffer to ride on a buffer in parliamentary trains. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. His object all sublime, he will achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. The advertising quack who wearies with tales of countless cures, his teeth I've enacted shall all be extracted by terrified amateurs. The music hall singer attends a series of masses and fugues and ops. The market are woven with score and Beethoven and classical Monday pops. The billiard sharp whom anyone catches, his doom's extremely hard. He's made to dwell in a dungeon, a cell, on a spot that's always hard. And there he plays extravagant matches in fitless finger stalls, on a cloth untrue, with a twisted cue, and elliptical billiard balls. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. His object all sublime, he will achieve in time, to let the punishment fit the crime, the punishment fit the crime, and make each prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
object of your Majesty's visit. Your wishes have been attended to. The execution has taken place.
Oh, you've had an execution, have you?
Oh, yes, the coroner has just handed me his certificate.
I am the coroner. And this is the certificate of his death. At Titipu, in the presence of the Lord Chancellor, Lord Chief Justice, Attorney General, Secretary of State for the Home Department, Lord Mayor, and a groom of the second floor front.
They were all present, Your Majesty. I counted them myself.
Very good house. I wish I'd been in time for the performance.
A tough fellow he was too. A man of gigantic strength. His struggles were terrific. It was really a remarkable scene.
Describe it.
The criminal cried as he dropped him down in a state of wild alarm. With a frightful, frantic, fearful frown, I bared my big right arm. I seized him by his little pigtail, and on his knees fell he. As he gurgled and guggled and squirmed and struggled, I drew my snake asleep. My snake asleep. Oh, never shall I forget the cry or the shriek that shrieked at him. As I gnashed my teeth, when from its sheath I drew my snake asleep.
He shivered and shook as he gave the sign for the stroke he didn't deserve. When all of a sudden his eye met mine, and it seemed to brace his nerve. For he nodded his head and kissed his hand, and he whistled and added he, as the saber drew, cut cleanly through his cervical vertebrae. His vertebrae. When a man's afraid, a beautiful maid is a cheering sight to see. And it's so I'm glad that moment sad was soothed by sight of me.
Now, though you'd have said that head was dead, for it's all that dead was he. It stood on its neck with a smile well bred, and bowed 3 times to me. It was none of your impudent talk and not, but as humble as could be. For it clearly knew the deference due to a man of pedigree. Of pedigree. And it so I vow this deathly vow was a touching sight to see. Though drownless yet, it couldn't forget the deference due to me. It's what he used his aids to do whenever he finds it best. And in this case it all took place exactly as he says. Exactly, 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 exactly as he says.
All this is very interesting, and I should like to have seen it. But we came about a totally different matter. A year ago, my son, the heir to the throne of Japan, bolted from our imperial court.
Indeed? Had he any reason to be dissatisfied with his position?
None whatever. I he fled.
I'm surprised that he should have fled from one so lovely.
That's not true.
No.
You hold that I am not beautiful because my face is plain. But you know nothing. You are still unenlightened. Learn then that it is not in the face alone that beauty is to be sought. My face is unattractive.
It is.
But I have a left shoulder blade that is a miracle of loveliness. People come miles to see it. My right elbow has a fascination a few can resist.
Allow me.
It is on view Tuesdays and Fridays on presentation of visiting card. As for my circulation, it is the largest in the world.
And yet he fled and is now masquerading in this town, disguised as a second trombone. A second trombone? Yes. Would it be troubling you too much if I asked you to produce him? He goes by the name of
Nanki-Poo.
Nanki-Poo.
It's quite easy. That is, it's rather difficult. In point of fact, he's gone abroad.
Gone abroad? His address?
Wigan.
What's the matter?
See here, his name, Nanki-Poo, beheaded this morning. Oh, where shall I find another? Where shall I find another?
Dear, dear, dear. This is very tiresome. My poor fellow, in your anxiety to carry out my wishes, you have beheaded the heir to the throne of Japan.
I beg to offer an unqualified apology.
I desire to associate myself with that expression of regret.
We really hadn't the least notion.
Of course you hadn't. How could you? Come, my good fellow, don't distress yourself. It was no fault of yours. If a man of exalted rank chooses to disguise himself as a second trombone, he must take the consequences. It really distresses me to see you take on so. I've no doubt he thoroughly deserved all he got.
We are infinitely obliged to your majesty.
Much obliged, your majesty.
Very much obliged, your majesty. Obliged? Not a bit. Don't mention it. How could you tell? No. We couldn't tell who the gentleman really was.
It wasn't written on his forehead, you know.
It might have been written on his pocket handkerchief. But the Japanese don't use pocket handkerchief.
I forget the punishment for compassing the death of the heir apparent. Punishment? Yes. Something lingering. With boiling oil in it, I fancy. Something of that sort. I think boiling oil occurs in it, but I'm not sure. I know it's something humorous, but lingering. With either boiling oil or
Melted lead.
yes, melted lead. Come, don't fret, I'm not a bit angry.
If your majesty will accept our assurance, we had no idea.
Of course.
I knew nothing about it.
I wasn't there. That's the pathetic part of it. Unfortunately, the fool of an act says, compassing the death of the heir apparent. There's not a word about a mistake. No. Or not knowing. No. Or having no notion.
No.
Or not being there. No. There should be, of course.
Yes.
But there isn't.
Oh.
That's the slovenly way in which these acts are always drawn. However, cheer up, it'll be all right. I'll have it altered. Next session. Now let's see about your execution. Will after luncheon suit you? Can you wait till then? Oh, yes. We can wait till then. Then we'll make it after lunch. Oh. I don't want any lunch. I'm really very sorry for you all, but it's an unjust world, and virtue is triumphant only in theatrical performances. See how the fates their gifts are lot, for A is happy, B is not, yet B is worthy, I dare say, of more prosperity than A.
Is B more worthy?
I should say, is worth a great deal more than A.
Yet A is happy, oh so happy, laughing, ha ha, chopping, ha ha, nectar quaffing, ha ha ha, have a joyous evermore, happy undeserving A, have a joyous evermore, happy undeserving A. If I were fortune, which I'm not, B should enjoy A's happy lot, and A should die in misery. That is assuming I am B. But should A perish, that should he, of course assuming I am B. B should be happy, oh so happy, laughing, ha ha, chopping, ha ha, nectar quaffing, ha ha ha, but condemned to die is he, wretched meritorious B, but condemned to die is he, wretched meritorious B.
Well, a nice mess you got us into, with your nodding head and the deference due to a man of pedigree.
Merely corroborative detail, intended to give artistic verisimilitude to an otherwise bald and unconvincing narrative.
Corroborative detail, indeed. Corroborative fiddlestick.
And you're just as bad as he is with your cock and bull story about his catching an eye and his whistling an air. But that's so like you, you must put in your oar.
But how about your big right arm?
Yes, and your snicker-snee.
Well, it's all right. There's only one thing to be done. Nanki-Poo hasn't started yet. He must come to life again at once. Oh, here he comes. Nanki-Poo, I've got news for you. You're reprieved.
Oh, but it's too late. I'm a dead man, and I'm off on my honeymoon.
Nonsense. A terrible thing has just happened. It seems that you're the son of the Mikado.
Yes, but that happened some time ago.
Is this a time for early persiflage? Your father is here and with Katisha.
My father, and with Katisha.
Yes, he wants you particularly.
So does she.
Oh, but he's married now.
But bless my heart, what has that to do with it?
Katisha claims me in marriage, but I can't marry her because I'm married already. Consequently, she will insist upon my execution. And if I'm to be executed, my wife will have to be buried alive.
You see our difficulty.
Yes, I don't know what's to be done.
There's one chance for you. If you could persuade Katisha to marry you, she would have no further claim on me. And I could come to life without any fear of being put to death.
I marry Katisha?
I really think it's the only course.
But, my good girl, have you seen her? She's something appalling.
heel is much admired by connoisseurs. My good sir, I decline to pin my affection on any lady's right heel.
It comes to this. While Katisha is single, I prefer to be a disembodied spirit. When Katisha is married, existence will be as welcome as the flowers in spring. The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, please promise so merry sunshine. As we merrily dance and we sing, tra-la, we welcome the hope that they bring, tra-la, of a summer of roses and wine, of a summer of roses and wine. And that's what we mean when we say that a thing is welcome as flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, the flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la.
The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, have nothing to do with the case. I've got to take under my wing, tra-la, a most unattractive old thing, tra-la, with a caricature of a face, with a caricature of a face. And that's what I mean when I say or I sing. Oh, bother the flowers that bloom in the spring. Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la. Oh, bother the flowers of spring. Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la.
vengeance pursues. They are heating the cauldron.
Katusha, behold the suppliant at your feet. Katusha, mercy!
Mercy? And you mercy on him? See here, you have slain my love. He did not love me, but he would have loved me in time. I am an acquired taste. Only the educated palate can appreciate me. I was educated in his palate when he left me. Well, he is dead, and where shall I find another? Am I to go through the weary round again, and at the same time implore mercy for you who robbed me of my prey? I mean, my pupil, just as his education was on the point of completion. Oh, where shall I find another?
Here.
What?
Katusha, for years I have loved you with a white-hot passion that is slowly but surely consuming my very vitals. Ah! Shrink not from me! If there is aught of woman's nature in your heart, turn not away from a lovesick suppliant whose every fibre thrills at your tiniest touch. True it is that under a poor mask of disgust, I have endeavoured to conceal a passion whose inner fires are broiling the soul within me. But the fire will not be smothered. It defies all attempts at extinction, and breaking forth all the more eagerly for its long restraint, it declares itself in words that will not be weighed, that cannot be schooled, that should not be too severely criticised. Katusha, I dare not hope for your love, but I will not live without it. Darling,
You, whose hands still reek with the blood of my betrothed, dare to address words of passion to the woman you have so foully wronged.
I do. Accept my love, or I perish on the spot.
Good. Knows so well as I, no one ever yet died of a broken heart.
You know not what you say. Listen. On a tree by a river, a little tomtit sang willow, tit willow. And I said to him, Dicky bird, why do you sit singing willow, tit willow, tit willow? Is it weakness of intellect, birdie, I cried, or rather tough worm in your little inside? With a shake of his poor little head, he replied, oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow. He slapped at his chest as he sat on that bough, singing willow, tit willow, tit willow. And a cold perspiration bespangled his brow. Oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow. He sobbed and he sighed at the gurgle he gave. Then he plunged himself into the billowy wave. And an echo arose from the sultry side's grave. Oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow. Now I feel just as sure as I'm sure that my name isn't willow, tit willow, tit willow. That 'twas blighted affection that made him exclaim, oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow. And if you remain callous and obdurate, I shall perish as he did, and you will know why. Though I probably shall not exclaim as I die. Oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow.
Did you really cry out loud?
He really did.
affecting tale, and quite true. I knew the bird intimately.
Did you? He must have been very fond of her.
His devotion was something extraordinary.
Poor little chap. And if I refuse you, will you go and do the same?
At once.
Oh, no, you mustn't. Anything but that. I am a silly little goose.
You are.
And you won't hate me if I'm just a little teeny, weeny, wee bit bloodthirsty. Will you?
Hate you? Oh, Katisha, is there not beauty even in the bloodthirstiness?
My idea, exactly. There is beauty in the bellow of the blast. There is grandeur in the growling of the gale. There is eloquent outpouring when the lion is roaring and the tiger is a lashing of his tail.
Yes, I like to see a tiger from the Congo on the bank, and especially with a lashing tail.
Volcanoes have a splendor that is grim, and earthquakes are tearing by the roots. But to him who's scientific, there is nothing that's terrific in the falling of a flight of thunderbolt.
Yes, in spite of all my weakness, I have a little weakness. It's a passion for a flight of thunderbolts. In that so sick, very down, very intelligent, very outy, so what? Away we go, at very, very, not coming time, today is done. There is beauty in extreme old age. Do you fancy you're elderly enough? Information I'm requesting on the subject interesting as a maiden or the better, which is tough.
Oh, this white opinion, there's a general opinion that she'll last a great deal longer when she's tough.
Are you old enough to marry, do you think? Won't you wait until you're 80 in the shade? There's a fascinating, frantic, and heroic that's romantic. Do you think you are sufficiently decayed?
To the matter that you mention, I have given some attention, and I think I am sufficiently decayed.
If that is so, sing very down, very exactly, very out, so what? Away we'll go, and very, very, not coming time, today is done. If that is so, sing very down, very exactly, very out, so what? Away we'll go, and very, very, not coming time, today is done.
And we are quite ready. Have all the painful preparations been made?
Your Majesty, all is prepared.
Then produce the unfortunate gentleman and his two well-meaning but misguided accomplices.
Mercy! Mercy for Coco! Mercy for Pity Sing! Mercy even for Pouvoir!
I beg your pardon. I don't think I quite caught that remark. Mercy even for Pouvoir.
Mercy! My husband that was to have been is dead, and I have just married this miserable object.
Oh, you've not been long about it.
We were married before the registrar.
I am the registrar. I see. But my difficulty is that as you have slain the heir apparent...
The heir apparent is not slain.
Bless my heart, my son.
And your daughter-in-law, elected.
Traitor! You have deceived me!
Yes, you are entitled to a little explanation. But I think he will give it better whole than in pieces.
Your Majesty, It is true that I stated that I had killed Nanki-Poo.
Yes, with most affecting particulars. Merely corroborative detail intended to give artistic
Will
verisimilitude to
you
an otherwise
refrain from putting in your oar?
bold and unconvincing narrative.
Your Majesty, it's like this. When Your Majesty says, let a thing be done, it's as good as done. Practically it is done because Your Majesty's will is law. Now, Your Majesty says, kill a gentleman, and a gentleman is told off to be killed. Consequently, that gentleman is as good as dead. Practically, he is dead. And if he is dead, why not say so?
I see. Nothing could possibly be more satisfactory.